Hi everybody, this is Will NY4. This video will be a tutorial on how you can use the various patches and fixes that have been published to enable all of your favorite shipbuilding mods to work together again. I'm going to focus specifically on the problems related to DerreTech and Darkstar Astrodynamics. As most of you know, Darkstar Astrodynamics and DerreTech were incorporated within a mod by Wicked Gaming, in which Darkstar took some of DerreTech's models and added features to them and modified a few others and combined them in interesting ways. However, that all came to a crash when the May update knocked out DerreTech and forced him into what seemed to be a premature and tragic retirement. However, to the rescue, JMPZ-11 created the Starfield NIF Mesh Path Migration Tool for Starfield 1.11.36, which enabled all of the mod authors and a number of us users to be able to migrate the old files in a way that we could use them under the new revision. DerreTech immediately turned his old files into what he called DerreTech Legacy and created a new mod just called DerreTech like the old one, which included updated, revised, and reimagined uh, modules from his creative mind. Then Zogre came out with his DerreTech NIFScope Remesh, which took those old Derek files and remeshed them in a way that they could actually link again with Darkstar and could all operate in the present or the new version of Starfield. That opened the door for Wicked Gaming to reissue his Darkstar DerreTech patch, because now both of his present-day Darkstar and the old DerreTech files could operate together in the present operating system or version of Starfield. So we all breathed a sigh of relief because we now could use our two favorite mods together again. However, it did not accommodate the additional use of DerreTech's new mod. So here is the root of the conflict and the points of the direction that we're going to have to take in order to address the problem. This is a picture of the file header for the patch between Darkstar and DerreTech. You notice that one of the master files is DerreTech.esm, along with Darkstar Astrodynamics ESM, etc. The conflict comes from the fact that Derek used the same DerreTech ESM for the old mod and the new mod. Now, the old mod has been relabeled as DerreTech Legacy. So when this mod runs, it is only looking at the new version of DerreTech. And since all of the objects that Derek has made are likely different in some way, it is not going to find any mods that it can connect to. So our mission is to go and change the reference that you see from DerreTech.esm to DerreTech Legacy ESM. In doing that, you will be able to continue to use this patch linked to the old DerreTech modules and also be able to run DerreTech on its own in parallel. So let's go about doing it. It's not that hard. So there are several steps to make this conversion work. The first, very important, is to remove the old version of DerreTech Legacy, the old mod, because the new version of Legacy renames everything so that it'll be more compatible with the other shipbuilding mods. So go ahead and remove that. Now, it is suggested that you remove all the modules that may have been installed on your ships with DerreTech Legacy. When I did it, I didn't do that. It just resulted in some empty spaces on the ships where I had DerreTech pieces, but it's really up to you. Secondly, DerreTech Legacy Redux. You should download. And by the way, there'll be links to everything in the description below. But before you go out of this, however, after you've downloaded it, go down and in the conflicts and patches section, there's a phrase here, which is in quotes. I know what I'm doing. Allow master files edit. Don't copy the quotes, but copy that phrase because we're going to need it when we go into the next phase of this. And finally, download the SF1 edit file, which is the tool that we're going to use to do this. It's a manual download, put it in a folder, unzip it, and remember where it is because we're going to have to come back to it when we set it up in Mod Organizer. So here we are in Mod Organizer 2.5. You can see that I have the Darkstar DerreTech ESM patch loaded and installed in my program. Now we are going to install Xedit. So to do this, we first go to Tools, Executables, plus sign, add from file. Now I'm going to migrate to where I have this mod installed, and here it is. So now we just drill down until we get to the execute file. Open that up. And we go to arguments and paste that phrase, I know what I'm doing, into the arguments line and press apply. And you'll see that we now have SF1 Edit 64 ready to be run. But before we do that, we want to go back and copy one other thing. Before we run the edit, we should go back to the DerreTech Legacy Redux mod and just go down into that paragraph that we were looking at before. And we are going to rename that DerreTech SM to DerreTech Legacy ESM. So let's just copy that phrase so that when we get to change, we don't make a spelling mistake or some other problem which is endemic, unfortunately, for me. Okay. Back on MO2 page. Now we run SF1 edit. And you'll see the kind of the first thing that comes up. This is a list of all the plugins. And we don't want to operate on all of them, so we select none and then just navigate down until we see this one, DerreTech, Darkstar DerreTech ESM. And it also highlights or selects DerreTech and Darkstar, the other masters that are connected with this. So we just say OK. And now this will start working in the background, analyzing all of these mods. Okay, they've finished working in the background. Now let's open up our mod here and open up the file header. This is what we looked at earlier. Here's the master for DerreTech ESM, the one we want to change. edit, and now let's paste DerreTech Legacy ESM in its place and say OK. Save. We want to make that save. We say yes. And that's it. So to show you what my environment is today, I'm in Shipbuilder. There's my ship sitting there, but I want to show you what is available. And I picked up some cockpits as an example. So here's the Tiger Phobos cockpit. Here's Metelia's SMA 370 cockpit. Here's Darkstar's SM373 cockpit. Here's DerreTech's original 373 Legacy and the DerreTech 373 cockpit latest version. All of them available with the patch that I showed you. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks. Bye-bye.